influence almost, but they cool, calm, collected when it's in the server.
I believe, though, we are a little bit behind. I think we should take a quick break.
Ooh.
No, we're not. No.
Cancel it.
No, cancel it. We're not breaking this time and then going straight back in. We're going to hold this out. We're going in game soon. Here we go. Don't listen to me.
A lot of waffle. It's all right. We had a bit of a chat, but we're talking roundabouts. First map in the series, TheMongolz versus TYLOO in our upper bracket final. See which of these teams comes ahead in what has become the classic game of Asia Counter-Strike. And it's all nationally representative. Bar Kaze, you know, he's now an honorary Chinese man.
Here we go. Monster pop. Flashes over. And we're through. Sensu does get one. Immediately traded. Techno unsighted. In towards barrels.
Ooh. 2
sexy frags. But it's still an advantage for TYLOO. Bomb is going down. Kaze's well positioned, and it's going to be really hard, I think, for 910 to isolate these duels. The back player can just take contact. Orman can swing. There you go. Look at that. Perfect double peek. Great team play and pistol round for TYLOO.
Yeah, the pistol that we saw them trying to build together up against Wings Up, this time actually able to get that execute moving, and you see the fruits of their labor. Breach in, nice kills, and like you said in that post plant, just kind of flawless positioning to deal with 910 on his approach. So nice jump start to the engine here for TYLOO. We actually saw some good work out of them on Overpass against Wings Up. You know, as the map played out, it felt like they really warmed into it. So that may work to their benefit here against the TheMongolz. Hell, they're confident enough to pick it.
Very heavy eco here. Django getting super aggressive. The site taken. There's still a few players off on short. The TheMongolz, but we're not expecting too much. What's that on the ground? I think it's just an SMG, so not the biggest loss. And set for a nice start here for TYLOO.
Well, Techno waited for 910 to get in front of him so he could sort of bait for the SMG, but 910 swung so wide to take a lick of damage instead Techno did. But that SMG is not going to find anything. Would have liked the extra kill reward that comes with it. $600 in the pocket. You know, a gun out of the TYLOO hands. It wouldn't be anything to scoff at, but no cigar. TYLOO breeze their way through a second round. Now the TheMongolz in with a bye. I did say a lot about TYLOO and their efforts to take short water, but I'm liking the added pace that they've come into this game with already. Got that execute out on pistol much faster than we saw against Wings Up. Dealing with the anti-eco pretty swimmingly as well. I want to see that out of them. I want to see some flair. You know, I'm fine if you play slow, but give me something sometimes.
Was Blitz always calling for the older lineups? Because my memory's going.
I believe so. I don't think he's ever really not called.
Is Blitz the best Asian Pacific, including Australia, in-game leader of the last 3 years?
In terms of like what he's done with the roster, yeah, there's a good argument to be made. Yes, yeah, I'll say yes.
Take that, Dexter.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, that guy's got a lot of tenure. You know, he did
compete
it
at a
earlier.
higher level, to be fair.
Exactly.
But sometimes with in-game leaders, you also have to say, what are your pieces? I mean, some of the players Dexter's worked with are bona fide world-class players.
Yeah.
There's definitely a case for this man, Mr. Blitz.
Did he help him build that, you know? Or were they already there? You know what I mean? I feel as though, you know...
I think they were already there, is the truth.
Yeah.
Certainly when he went into Mouse, I mean, that was a fully functional team. The Fnatic project didn't really work, let's be honest. Not to say it's Dexter's fault, but on the flip side, you've got Blitz who brought up, you know, players that had no business being in a major, players that had no business knocking teams out of an IEM Katowice. And he's picked up new players, he's grown them into their roles. And he makes Chengdu and has another good result on LAN. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah. From a region with, quite honestly, minimal resources. Doesn't have the same Counter-Strike history as something like South America, for example, where when they re-emerged in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, there were older pieces from previous eras that were coming back into it and finally finding success, you know? It's very different coming from a region that basically starts from scratch and is able to find that level of success. So yeah, no, there's a lot to credit Blitz for sure.
He's also just like one of the best players on the team at all times. It was just him and Score with the older lineups, and now I guess it's him and Senzu and maybe 910 if he's having a good game. So to maintain that level of individual performance whilst presumably doing a lot of the legwork of running the team, he's pretty good going, and it's actually quite a contrast with, you know, I don't want to, talk down Advent, but Advent's had incredibly good players, and maybe TYLOO hasn't quite lived up to their expectations, and maybe Advent doesn't have all the best spots, but he's not going to take over a game like Blitz. These are very different pieces for their teams.
Yeah, I think as well, it's maybe not just all in-game leader. Like Mara is someone that's been coaching for almost 8-9 years now, and is always at the back of Blitz for most of their time together. Has been great in terms of building. And Mara was actually like one of the first. I think he was in-game leading in the time where they almost made a major in like 2015. You know, he like had chances to get out there, and they were still called TheMongolz at the time. With funnily enough, I'm looking at it now, Sogu, who is a player that's on the Huns currently. So, this is many, many years ago, but Mara's got some history, and he's someone that is, like, I think helped a lot facilitate and bring in these younger guys, so...
Yeah.
Shout out both of them, basically.
Also had all the org shenanigans, or the IHC project falls apart, and they have to move around, and playing teamless for a while, and I'm not actually totally sure what the Mongol situation is. It's one of those, it's a bit like a Greyhound, isn't it, where it's kind of... Yeah, kind of their own entity. I think it's got like a sole investor
or something,
Okay, right, okay. But certainly, we're not talking, established backing, I think is a fair enough way to put it.
Yeah, I don't know how much if it's maybe even player-owned, or, if they're just, kind of like a Bad News Eagles, just making their own mark and getting all that sticker money for themselves, so...
Okay. We're back in. It is a gun round. Let's see.
TYLOO been playing with some pace, and actually getting a first kill very quickly into this round. Straight through mid, catches 910 divider, and suddenly the map really opens up. Techno has to take a bit of a risk. He can't escape through connector, and Omen already kind of nestled in the corner, but can't find the frag.
If he knew nobody was monster, he'd be less aggressive fighting this. Just backing out now, but a tad too late. TYLOO have a man advantage, but they're bottled in. Xenio's pushed through. Sensu's playing in and around this smoke. And look at them, they're just stuck in this short pipe. Another smoke goes down. Of course, we have the luxury of the X-ray, the overview. We know that going back to A is absolutely the best option right now. Sensu's going to get aggressive, and he is caught. Back in a man advantage for TYLOO.
They started to get suspicious of that themselves, so tried to re-clear for it and get caught because of it. But now TYLOO will turn the other cheek. Back over towards that A site where Blitz is there, making his rotate in from bank, but Molotov'd out, and so it's a free kill for Mercury. Zenio fought for a lot of space towards Monster to get his teammate out of dire straits. Techno, like you said, could have backed away, but it's all for naught. 10 HP, 1v3, not happening. Well navigated from TYLOO. It was very awkward, the way that the round kind of built after they found themselves in short, and they basically had no monster control. Didn't know if there was going to be somebody crunching them top connector either, but they found a mistake out of the Mongols.
Yeah, they kind of lost their limbs, they lost their extremities, and they're just all bottled up in connector, so... Can't be a tough position to play from. Either way, that's free for TYLOO. Got plenty of money in reserve too, so pretty happy about that. Mongols surely can't invest again behind this. And I like that round from TYLOO. I think they had a good read. There was no warp on that CT side. They're buying so early, the Mongols, it was unlikely. And they just played contact into mid, and it worked great. So, good start. Keep it going.
Yeah, they are baring their teeth, I think, so far on TYLOO. No slow defaulting. You know, it does feel like they're attacking areas with purpose at the moment. Which is always the main criticism of this squad. Xenia, though, nice aggressive angle with this M4 over towards long and has a teammate there to back him up. So Mazinho won't push, but his teammate will, and they found 2 kills in an instant. 9-10 started it, but Senzu may have been the last bit needed to suddenly let TYLOO be constricted.
Wow.
It's all going to be deagles. They saved an M4, and it's not even the important part of this round.
That is some fine fragging. And I
looks...
guess that's the thing about this current Mongols iteration is, where's the weak link here mechanically? I don't think there is one. When your in-game leader in Blitz is such a phenomenal individual player.
Yeah.
I mean, it just allots you so much scope, doesn't it, to have endless options. And Kaze, you're not ready for this world. You are surrounded, you're in the noose, and you are gone. What a response from the Mongols.
Oh, everybody. Oh, Bar Mazinho gets away with a gun as well.
They've hit the lottery.
Yeah.
All the money.
Thank you for all the free guns, TYLOO.
It's been a trend today. I mean, for those that didn't see the series earlier, TYLOO up against low buys was less than impressive a lot of the time.
Yeah, but they at least got a kill or 2.
That was an assassination.
Yeah, they got obliterated. Well, that will humble you, but just like that, they're trying to rush into this B bomb site. Gamyoung dealt with rather quickly. Mazinho bouncing between flames, but not actually touched or scorched by them. Those couple of kills will do a lot. Senzu taking up place into barrels, and, I mean, TYLOO are getting nothing from this fast hit. Not a single frag found, so they donated weapons, and now their bodies thrown into B as well.
That pendulum has swung dramatically. What a hold from the Mongols. Good counter nades, flashes, helping out those players up close. And TYLOO could just never break the crossfires. They can never get up onto the site proper. Not surprised to see a pause here, because these last 2 rounds have been brutal. No kills found. Quick discussion of what to change. The money is gone. You've got to eco this round, surely.
You know what I can't believe? We've had more timeouts and tech issues with 2 teams that are on LAN. You know, same connection conditions and everything, than we did with the Wings Up series so far.
I don't like to tempt fate. We're playing the game. It's going to stay this way.
It's already. I mean, I'm just saying it's already happening.
I've got things to do later.
Yeah, I'm not jinxing anything. I'm just simply stating.
I know this. The Traitor's final later. Like, I'm not missing out. All right. What we got? Pistols in the mix. A nade banger on Kaze doesn't hit anybody.
Yep.
A Techno. Get some frags.
I mean, a pretty clear sign of intent. You know, running with a nade out on a round that they're not expecting a fully fledged buyout of. So, not toying with Connector. I think identifying that playing up against those pistols is nothing to scoff at. They just had a round themselves where they just deegged everybody. So, don't want to have that happen back to them. Some capable deegers on TYLOO. Surprisingly, I've seen Advent get some nice ones, which is, you know, it sticks out to me because you wouldn't usually.
We love you, really, Advent.
No, a lot of respect, but kill people in the server would help.
Just to clarify, just to...
Yep.
My legal team has advised me to clarify that. Very passive from the Mongols. I mean, clearly they know the buy. Isn't great. There are only 2 here on B, so... Yeah, Blitz is looping his way back. That's good. There's a Bit of scope there, but this counter util down unless somebody presents themselves to Jam Young.
Don't do it, Mizzino.
It's hard to see a route into this site, even to get a plant at the moment.
Well, they heard some sound cues, and I think they had a suspicion that there was a boost, but that will only confirm it. They're creeping out with the smokes. Jam Young, a nice dig, but there's Blitz in from heaven. They're trying to punch in those digits, and they'll succeed in getting a plant down. So, I mean, job done, really. I mean, a kill and the extra money that comes with the plant. TYLOO are going to be, honestly, pretty pleased with that, all things considered.
Remember the most tragic thing about this round? That was TYLOO's most successful round in the last 3. They got a kill and a bomb plant.
Yeah?
Oh,
That's
I'm actually evil.
a little harrowing, perhaps. Don't let them hear you.
I'm so sorry to the TYLOO fans. I love you, Mercury. I'm your biggest fan.
Yeah, lots of things to be a fan of with Mercury coming out of that Wings Up series, but need more than just him against the Mongols. So toe for toe, I mean, pound for pound, the Mongols, yeah, they just seem like a more complete roster.
Listen, I'm paying for English lessons for Mercury. I need him on endpoint. That's what I need.
How's maybe even some of the philosophy behind the Rare Atom and the Wings Up get EU players in is that if all those players learn English, they're more marketable afterwards.
I thought it was going to be a B hit from TYLOO, but they've stalled out for now. Techno, totally unsighted. Advent is gone. That's one of their lurkers, which makes it all the more difficult to pivot if you're TYLOO. You've got to be so careful now going back through T-spawn. Got a clear connector a little bit later on too. So it might look like a lot of time at the moment, but that will dwindle thick and fast. So they have to clear so much of this map.
I almost feel like almost trying to bluff that there's 2 players outside of Monster, but that was not the case. Senzu, a nice jump up. Quick kill. Techno as well, receiving one himself, and 910 was trying to lock Omen out from any sort of purview into B. 30 seconds, and TYLOO have nothing.
They might have saved.
2 players and no space.
I don't see another option.
Yeah, it is a save.
This has been absolutely dominant from Mongols since winning on those deals. They've had 1 death in 4 rounds.
Oh yeah, they're accruing cash.
TYLOO need another pause. They're losing opening duels. I clearly hear the call. I think the call was to try and B-pop early, but it's never got near actually pulling off the execute.
Don't die after time. That would be the worst thing that could happen. They avoid it. Yeah, they're getting met at the gate, regardless of the plan. They're getting shut out. I do like the move there from the Mongols, though, putting a lot of priority on short. Talked about it as an emphasis point for TYLOO, and you can see how awkward it gets when they lose connector, they lose short. They just effectively have nothing from there on out. I did see them try and get Mercury into some advanced lurking positions on the A play versus Wings Up, so we'll see if that comes back later on, or even if the TYLOO side can get into those positions, really. It's been 4 rounds since we've seen anything really succeed, like you're pointing out.
It's been a rough period. Happens to the best of us. I'm out here, I'm praying. I'm praying for the boys.
Oh, Techno's gonna get it. No. Oh, Jamian goes back to clear it, so this could have been much worse than maybe we were foreseeing.
You cheeky boy, Techno. He just keeps peeking. He'll also know now that he can start getting flanked from long toilets, so I guess he's just going to commit to this. And he's just so annoying. He gets this information. He can tell his teammates on B that, you know, I'm not really seeing anything at the moment. No need for you guys to move.
And they've got limited rifles, so who out of those that rifling pair were you going to pull to go and deal with Techno? So they have to go B now. TYLOO feeling very restricted, forced into this bomb site, and there's 3 players ready to greet them already. fresh smoke that's down and defensive by the CT. Senzu fighting out in the open, and Blitz is trying to clear out, but he actually gets a kill in transition and may even press for more. 2 players coming in to reinforce his spot. Blitz, a teammate right behind him. Creeping closer, 910's found Mercury, the planter, and only Oman, the last residual man of this TYLOO attack. Left to fight, Techno dealt with, but there's Blitz to trade instantly. You saw Blitz didn't even spring up as soon as he heard those shots. He even waits for Techno almost to die or to finish his fight. And Blitz is catching him off guard. He's playing it safe. They've got money.
A decent try from TYLOO, but I think as you're pointing out, it doesn't actually really matter. I mean, the Mongols are buying every round. Till this half is out. It's already slipped so far in their favor.
And because they've got this economic security as well, like, how would you not be comfortable taking a risk or two? You know, even though the scoreline is quite close, and sometimes you don't see teams go for, you know, low percentage plays, you can get away with it for a round or two when you know you've got the extra cash to spare.
It's been so long since TYLOO's had a successful default. So long since they've claimed, you know, mid-control in a timely fashion and forced the Mongols to make a difficult decision. Every round it's the Mongols being the proactive team. This time, what have we got? Double long setup. 910 is up on flowers. Techno's playing from behind the rock up close. Blitz gets a kill off a boost. And look at this. That's the sole lurker for TYLOO. They have no alternative. They can't move back. They're going to loop down in towards connector, but I just have no information. Techno's still aggressive, in call to his teammates soon. I can't see anything. There's a minute window here to hit B before that info is passed over.
A single splash by Jam Young. I don't know that anybody was within earshot here for the Mongols. They're going to try and creep their way up, but flash in. Jam Young's going to try and take the space. Mizinho flooring the first, and Oman trying to bail through that smoke to find the trade. He'll succeed, but nobody else has on TYLOO. Once again, one casualty in a gun round. Mongols, if it wasn't already well established, they're making money. These guys are flawless so far on CT. Sure, they had this opening, 3 rounds? But ever since, it has been still a dominant display from the Mongols.
It's been excellent. I mean, that last round was a masterclass. Not a foot wrong. They're being the proactive team. They're making the moves. They always have the information. And they're using their nades to buy times for rotation. It's just textbook stuff. And TYLOO on the flip side, this is their map pick. We saw it earlier. They looked comfortable. More comfortable, certainly, than Inferno. And they just can't get their teeth into this T side. They can't find a way to default without losing numbers. They try their set plays and they get red or running into, you know, grenade after grenade. This is nightmare fuel.
Yeah, this has, I mean, depressing. Like, the way that they're losing these rounds, you know, not even getting a real look in. This would break many a spirit. I'm not talking about the team.
It's just so flat. Just,
yep.
They just feel done. It's just, there hasn't been a close round in the last 7.
And it's still the case that Glock round with 1 Deeg, where they got a plant in and a kill, is still their most successful round after the opening 3. If it wasn't harsh before, it stings more now.
Come on, Simon. Give us some fight. At least. They might have lost earlier to the Mongols, but that was, what was it, 5 overtimes?
Yep, 28-26.
Needless to say, that could have absolutely been TYLOO's map many a time. This is...
I don't quite know what to
frankly
make
not
of
enough
it.
right now. Oh, Lord. Look at the gap TYLOO have just found. This could be good. Does Techno sniff it out?
Don't do that. Don't give me hope. Could is an operative term. And, well, they need to actually make use of it, and Mercury will thrive. 2 kills lined up. Those are the only A players, but Mongols last round and a half, they're gunning for this, and they are still gunning just as well as they have for most of this half. This retake is on. TYLOO cannot get comfortable.
Still one more round after this, don't worry. But yeah, with their money, you're not saving. They're going for this one. Nades lined up. But this is more information for TYLOO. They should know the majority are coming from his toilet's position. Sensu's down. Blitz does find one, but this time it's gone. It's going to be a 4 for TYLOO. And, yeah, I mean, whoever made the call to walk up in towards the divider, perfect. Mongols had no eyes on that.
Oh, yeah, you were right on the money, and I was way off. I don't know. I can't do math. The fact that they were able to get that much space, you know, it almost felt like the Mongols were happy leaving a massive gap because they've gotten away with all of their setups so far. Why not try something? But it's kind of what we saw against Wings Up. You know, they got Mercury into those forward spots, but this time they actually had the whole team with them. So, yeah, really nice decision.
I didn't know that hedge had no clipping. That's something new every day.
I think FaZe were using it to throw a Molotov into short pipe. I seem to
yeah,
remember,
that's just happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
New way of doing it. Interesting. Allman just got a haircut in towards B short. Got away with that one. And a similar call here from TYLOO. What are we doing? We're walking through this toilet, so again towards long. Nobody in the toilets proper. Oh, they're doing double AWP on A. I like it. Oh, I don't like it anymore. Oh no.
Got a bit of ahead of himself. Teammate already had the approach from Banana, but he was looking that direction as well. They know it's not 9-10. That's the primary AWPer. They know that there's still an AWP on the side, but Blitz has taken up forward position inside of front side of the bathrooms. Flash is good, and the second kill a little labored. The dink on the spray transfer. Kaze wounded, but 9-10 needs support. Backup's coming, but very late from those B players, and 9-10 fully flashed and out in the open. A man advantage, and the site taken now for TYLOO. This could be back-to-back rounds where they succeed in getting this bomb down in an after plant. Flash is a little late, and Jamyoung's still fighting tooth and nail. He'll get both for a 5th round for TYLOO. Some signs of life before the second half.
And we're back. Map 1 here. Upper bracket final. Mongols TYLOO. Winner goes into the grand final. Tomorrow about midday, if you're European. To play for that spot in Chengdu. Exciting stuff. Lin Vision's already there. And Mongols had a stonking first half.
Asia Counter-Strike is getting a lot of love this year. So important that these teams make it through. And there's a guarantee that one of them does. But, you know, we want, in a weird way, we want both. But you can't have
Listen,
that.
it could be the Huns. All right?
Yeah.
Could be the Huns.
Or Wings Up. Who knows? This qualifier could deliver on some craziness, and it has already. Nice little kill for there from Mizinho. It felt like he was kind of trapped. There were a lot of players there for TYLOO that were kind of ready to spring and kill him on shorts, but no one's succeeding in doing much damage at all. That's kind of been the case for TYLOO most of this map, funnily enough. So a little resurgence from the tail end of the first half. But
yeah, for those that missed the first half, it was pistol-end conversion for TYLOO. Won the first gun round, and then lost to Deagles, and then 7 in a row. Just utter dominance, all of those rounds.
Yeah, not even
That's
close.
why, you know, the scoreline's reasonably close. That's why we're a little bit down in the dumps right now with TYLOO, because, you know, the eye test and just how that felt, honestly, to watch wasn't pretty viewing a lot of that first half.
Well, they're setting up smokes, and Kaze with the dualies has lost his sight players, and so crunch time from the players at long. Jamyoung last man standing, and that would have had to be the cleanest USP 1 versus 4, and he just simply cannot deliver. Nice little burst there from the Mongols. They spring in, and even though TYLOO had players in position, just couldn't fight their way out of it.
They've just been excellent on so many levels. Blitz is having a great game. Senzu's looked good. All of them, frankly, have had their moments.
Yeah.
So, just hard to see a route here for TYLOO. They're going to full eco this round, clearly looking towards rifles in the following. But they're ceding quite a lead here, aren't they? Some damage here would be nice. It's an AK here on Techno, so maybe they can drop him and recover that. That's a good boon. It's carry forward, but it's quite a big if there if they can drop him, and he's going to scoop the bomb and take it to B because his teammates have said, red carpet here for you, brother. There's nobody around.
Yeah, at a certain point, when I think Hastika came into the lineup, Techno was kind of looked at as the spiritual replacement for Score, you know, in terms of like his roles and what he had to do on T sides. That was never really Techno's game, so you saw like the visible discomfort for him going for plays like that. Still pull it off every now and again, but I think now with Senzu on the roster, you know, they can feel a little bit more comfortable having aggressive pieces in the pack that actually kind of want to be aggressive. You know, that's kind of always been Senzu's playbook. So.
Surely also a factor when, you know, it's Blitz has a lot to say, I guess, over the players is he's looking at what do I need to play the brand of Counter-Strike I want to or looking at the players' potential options and saying, how could I build a team around this, or how could I call in this situation? And yeah, for sure. I mean, Senzu hasn't really missed a beat since coming into this team, and clearly a shrewd recruitment.
Yeah, I always thought if any Mongolian team, like the proper ones, you know, not like your Mazalais, which were sort of builders, or Born in Mongolia, which are Black Company, you know, none of those teams where, you know, it's very much, let's see what other Mongolian player we can cycle up to play this random qualifier. If I was going to see a proper team like an Eruption, an Atox, or a Mongols, I thought Senzu would actually be AWPing, funnily enough. He seemed so... He's got like a crazy aggressive playstyle. It's just fun to watch on an AWP. But, I don't know, I'm kind of liking his rifler arc, but I'm hoping that the more he rifles, the more, you know, the window opens to that AWP as well.
Certainly is an option long term for Mongols that maybe, you know, they go, you know, do 5 rifle better than Cloud9, to be honest, and actually have someone that could AWP at a professional level.
You could have 2 AWPers.
Even better.
Yeah.
If the AWP gets buffed, they're ready. They're good to go. What have we got here then? Buys are out. No AWP on the defense. Couple Mac 10s. Mac Daddies carried through for the Mongols. And TYLOO, big risk. Look at this. 4B stack. Now starting to get aggressive out of Monster. It is just Mercury in this postcode. There's nobody in the same continent as him. Does get traded, but I guess a little bit of an early warning system because he was so advanced. And there you go. You see the rotations coming in now.
I mean, it must have been off of the fact they knew that there were still SMGs on field. How best to make use of them other than, you know, set up outside of B, get some kind of a burst going with those SMGs to place close quarters. But yeah, Mercury serving as that first alarm that things weren't going to go as forecast.
3 in defense. Good body of numbers. Allman's going to sit in this smoke. Gets behind Senzu. Advent actually finds the frag. Is traded, but still 2 more men to get through. Time is becoming a problem. There's a counter smoke on long, and that's why the bomb is looping back. And all the while, Jam Young. Oh my lord, he didn't have to spring his trap. He gets caught in the open. Techno's running down towards B with the bomb. What is happening? This is crumbling for TYLOO.
Kaze still here, though. Catches Mazinho, and that bomb can go down. Molotov that's deep in towards CT, cutting off Kaze's exit. Kind of kept fighting from bank, but that was his last spotted, and so he's trying to shift things up. They've got both angles covered. Techno jiggling. Blitz now, attention's raised. They can set up for both to cover one another. Blitz's angle is very deep, only covering Techno's left. And so it's all about keeping himself alive in this position. And Kaze just cannot find the headshot fast enough. Techno will punish. And the Mongols will bail out of what was looking like it could have been a boxed-in play towards A. They just end up picking TYLOO off.
I don't really know what went wrong there for TYLOO. They had... If you pause that round, let's say 30 seconds before it ended, you look at the map. Jam Young is fully flanked. They have a full stack on A. It's... What more do you want? They have completely penned in the Mongols. And maybe it was overzealous players, maybe... I mean, surely some of the Mongols players hit sensational shots, but the point we're trying to make is that TYLOO couldn't have set themselves up better in a macro sense to win that round, and they couldn't convert, and when you're playing a team of the Mongols' caliber, they're not going to get away with what they got away with earlier against Wings Up. It's just the reality here, and that's what we're seeing play out here on Overpass. They played a great Overpass earlier. This is just a different kettle of fish, a different caliber of opposition.
Yeah, and kind of unironically, they got BS'd in some of the rounds that they played against the Wings Up squad. You know, we talked about how that could have been a clean game for TYLOO had those rounds not happened, but we're not seeing them get much of a look in, honestly, since the start of this game.
I haven't seen much of this current exact Mongols lineup, but I am liking what I'm seeing. This Senzu kid, he is cracked, he is confident, and plays with pace. Blitz is maintaining good form. Mazinho is playing well as well. Techno, he goes under the radar. He's not a bad player. Just lives in the shadow, perhaps, of some bigger names. He can certainly pull his weight, and this is a big statement from the Mongols. They've already beaten TYLOO in a best-of-1 today, and you wouldn't bet against them to 2-0 this series with the rate this is going at the moment.
Ooh, very awkward fight there for Senzu. Sing his praises, and sure enough, he's destined to fail. That's how casting works. 2 players on this A play, and 15 seconds left. The Mongols will have to probably move past these smokes into these pistols, but once they clear it out, it should be simple pickings. And it is. 11 here for the Mongols. Don't be deceived. There was a point where this game did look close scoreline-wise, but it has been the Mongols all throughout Overpass.
Look at the score. The frag count alone is terrifying. It's not even a match.
Yeah, you wouldn't even, you know, you see 9-10 down there instead of with the rest of his squad, but like, what did he have to do? Everybody was just winning their fights on rifles, and then he'd rotate in and sometimes die, and, you know, that's maybe not even on him. You know, that might just be he's not getting relayed the right information. He's not been needed. And TYLOO need many players like Mercury and Jamyoung, who have really been the ones fighting back, but
it's not like they're having bad games. But there is definitely a possibility that with this TYLOO lineup is, what happens if Mercury and Jamyoung aren't contesting for the best player on the server? What happens? There's no Mazea anymore, who can be another potential, chart-topping player now. And we've got eyes on Orman, who's not having the best game here at the moment. Got eyes on Kaze, who, maybe it's a bit harder to AWP in CS2, but they're still given resources and space and options, and we're yet to see him be a massive factor even on this map. It's just not clicking, is it, for TYLOO right now?
Yeah, this TYLOO could be the one from DreamWorks, a little bit toothless. An 11-5 that's looking like it could be a 12th. They breach into this A bomb site, but the bomb is actually set up towards B and actually cannot make the cross. Kaze is picking them to pieces. The fact that they were so spread, confusing TYLOO. The fact that Kaze is still alive and kicking on this side of the map is giving TYLOO a chance. And they know he's still inside of water. It's all about whether or not they can flush him out. Jamyoung there to protect, but 9-10 now set too far away from this site. Can't get that bomb down because he knows Kaze is close. A quick kill, but no! They double face, and 9-10 hits both Deegs. That's it. Call it a wrap. That was the best chance TYLOO had to register around this half.
As if they lose another impossible round up against an AWPer on the B side of Overpass in a day. I can't believe it.
That one's on them.
Who was the last player for TYLOO? Why? His teammates should be screaming at him when it goes sub 5 seconds to just hide.
Like his name would suggest, he might have ushered out a quick little, oh man.
I write that. That's good.
Yeah, it was
Tell you what's not good. TYLOO's chances on this map.
Oh no.
It is looking bad. I mean, this is just damage. This game's over. They're not winning 7 in a row against this form of TheMongolz. It's just getting their headspace back. This is their map pick. Because at the moment, they just look flat. They just look empty in so many of these rounds, and they want a fighting chance to turn this series back. They've just got to restore some belief, honestly, that they can win rounds again.
What? Why didn't Mercury turn? He turned so late. He heard the flash bloom behind him. His teammates gave up long control. Worry that TYLOO may not be talking as much as they should be. Still a very spread Mongols at the start of this round. There is this chance of fighting one at that for TYLOO Advent. Oh, okay. Yeah, make sure you get that kill. Chengdu last man standing, and an ult recovered here for Advent, so he'll punch it in. That's an ult that can go into Kaze's hands in this upcoming round, but you're not going to see the TheMongolz play like that. They are fanning out, searching for vulnerabilities because they've got a lot of cushion.
Okay. One round at a time if you're TYLOO. That's all you can do. If you're the TheMongolz, so many chances here to keep this clean. Said many a time, this is not their map pick. They win this, they're in an excellent position to book their place in that final game. Zinho clearly had no idea a player could be that aggressive. And he goes down. So nice start for TYLOO. Techno failed as well. Hubris.
Yeah, does feel a bit.
I love it when teams pause after this sort of round as well. It's like, before it becomes a real problem, let's talk and just run some good rounds together. It's just a fact that in the remainder of this map, Sensu, Blitz, Techno, one of them is going to gift you a massive entry, and you're going to have an opportunity. It's going to happen.
Oh, they blow the smoke on Divider and flash for it. Blitz didn't spot anything. I think he actually got caught by the flash as well. They have been limit testing the past couple rounds, and a flash through that will not succeed once again. 910 there to trade, but they're already down in the numbers, and 910 cannot collect on Mercury, which could have been a cascading frag, but Senzu's breached into B. That was Jamyoung, last man standing on this side of the map. That sole anchor. Smoke towards heaven. That Molotov won't do a lot to disperse of the plant. Senzu can create a perimeter so that 910 can cross and get that punched in. They're actually barreling straight through the smoke and right into the clutches of Senzu. One planted and 910 ready for the angle, but Mercury crouched underneath the scope. And it is close, but TYLOO, it's a little too close for comfort given the start.
Yeah, a bit of a warning shot, isn't it? From TheMongolz saying, you got a long way to go to make this a map. Credit, though, to Mercury. Calm head. And they have forced an eco. So, scoreline is closing. Starting to feel a little bit better about themselves. Hero AK comes out on Senzu. I'm intrigued. Where are you going, young man, with that one? Number 3. Starting off towards B by the look of it. Shame there's no nades really to help him, so he'll just be walking in and looking for a fight.
Would you consider this a fitting close if they did it with Deegs?
Yes. Especially if, you know, Senzu doesn't actually get any of the kills. It's just all the deagles.
It would just be the exact same round, just the other side. I think it was Mazinho with the M4 before, but...
Oh,
that's
oh
not
no. Oh no. A lot of TYLOO fans watching on just felt an absolute dagger to the heart. The first blow. It's still no nades. There's no armor. Minus Senzu. It's still on Senzu, surely to get another opening pick. Techno's going to spot out Mercury. Blitz removes a skull. It's just this man. So many players soon to face him. Senzu's got the armor. Swings out. Mercury gone. Guns retrieved. Ormond's out. And you sowed the seeds. What worse way to lose it than that? TYLOO up against pistols. Not been a good day, has it?
It finishes how it started. You know, that was the way that the Mongols got back into this game off Deegs and one rifle, and they closed the same way. That was a throw.